Hello everyone, and now welcome to game number 1 in a series between WFZ and Th000. Alright, let's go ahead and get out of the observer mode and go ahead and turn on everything here. As we see, WFZ has spawned as the red undead on the top right hand side of the map. This is Amazonia. Meanwhile, over here on the bottom left, we have Th000 spawning as the blue human. Human versus Undead in this 1v1. I believe this to be a 3-game series. I don't know if it's a best of 3. I just know I have 3 replays, and I will leave it at that. Now, what's going to be happening here as the game is moving on? What are these players going to be trying to open up with? Don't really know for certain, but I am expecting an Archmage versus a Death Knight matchup. Now, Mountain King is also a possibility as well. The Archmage does get a little bit weak later on, as Destroyers do generally do a bit of damage and is able to shut down any sort of caster opening that human players generally like to go for. Slow, Inner Fire, both of those abilities are off the table, as well, those Destroyers would simply eat off all of those buffs and debuffs, heal damage for themselves, and in turn deal more damage back to the remaining units and even cause a little bit of splash damage. Now, what we're going to be most likely looking from Th000 is a rather, I would say, a little bit more of an aggressive opening based off of what I'm seeing here. You can see that he is going to be opening up with that Archmage. He is going for a tower, so he doesn't want to get counterattacked. And that Arcane Tower is going to be extremely important to shut down any sort of skeletal minions that try and make their way in. Archmage already on the move, going to go ahead and attempt to take down this 5-3-3 creep camp. There's an Acolyte off over here. Is going to purposely pull aggro, and the Water Elemental accidentally takes that purge. Big mistake by Th000, as he loses a large amount of damage. He does pick up Claws of Attack +6, which is very useful, as the Death Knight is off over here using those skeletal minions to take down the Forest Troll Berserker. Both sides doing a fair bit of damage so far. There goes one rogue. Another rogue will get taken out. The Death Knight most likely has opened up with, has not opened up with Unholy Aura, opened up with a Death Coil, as indicated by the mana and lack of aura there, as the Death Knight should be able to finish off this skeletal, this creep camp here without really coming in to damage it. Well, no, it looks as though the Death Knight is going to come across. There's the Death Coil, takes the kill, and now backs off. Archmage is sitting at level 2 after clearing out the 5-3-3 and 3-1-1 creep camps. Picks up a Cloak of Shadows and is now going to try to go after more creep camps here, trying to get a little bit more experience and most likely getting to level 2. Death Knight doesn't have a very large army right now, just doing a bit of harassment with those skeletal minions, and the big question is how much can it harass with, and the Death Knight getting that kill there is a very big blow indeed. Death Knight, is it going to get more experience off of that Water Elemental? No, it is not. Death Knight stays at level 2, but the damage is already done. I believe the Death Knight even grabbed the Mantle of Intelligence, I believe, or was that item dropped earlier? Not 100% sure. I believe that Mantle of Intelligence was actually dropped by that Gnoll Overseer. Anyways, Footman now going to look to engage one Crypt Fiend in the back. Archmage now back down across over here, and it looks like WFZ is going to shut down or at least punish his opponent for trying to creep right now. Footman going after that Crypt Fiend there, going a little bit of a delay. Water Elemental taking a bit of damage. Is the Water Elemental going to get taken down? Yes, it is, by a Crypt Fiend, and there was a Death Coil steal as well. Archmage is now trying to box out that position. Did the Archmage get the experience? I do believe so. Actually, not 100% sure. Archmage may, for a level 6 creep, that should have given him level 3. He was already leveling up. He did get a lot of the other units. You'll have to go ahead and look at that replay, step it through and through to figure out whether or not the Death Knight got that last shot, or if it was that Archmage. I believe the Archmage did come out slightly ahead there. Water Elemental going to not finish that bit of damage. Oh, there's the Kobold, the Kobold Tunneler. I would have thought that was taken out earlier. It was not. So the creep camp was not finished off. Crypt Fiend now looking to back off once more, as the Crypt Fiends are going to be pairing up again. Death Knight still holding off at level 2, as we are going to tier 2, more Crypt Fiends being added, and most likely that Lich will be added as well. Now, we have a large amount of Footmen currently out on the field, and it looks like Th000 is going for that expansion. Tho is known to aggressively expand. I should have clarified that earlier. Aggressively expand and use a lot of towers early on to get that economic advantage. Death Knight now needs to try and contain Tho in all of his actions as the Archmage now comes across to engage. All right, there goes Crypt Fiend taking a little bit more damage. The Kobold Tunneler going to be backing off here. Footman with the Fend now, and all of a sudden those Crypt Fiends do not want to engage. That could be far too much damage, as it looked as though, yeah, that skeletal minion looked to be attacked by a Crypt Fiend in order to get that denial. Very, very nicely played there once more. But right now, all that is happening is both sides are buying times for themselves, either for tech or for economy. Is the Death Knight going to be able to get, well, the slaughterhouses up with those obsidian statues and then push, maybe even grabbing a couple of meat wagons, as we have seen that in the past as a tier 2 push in order to try and punish an expansion. That is not a strategy that has been used recently, but may work very well against Tho. Archmage now hammering back down across here. Meanwhile, Footmen are looking to clear out some creep camps away from the Archmage, and the Archmage really, really wants to get to level 3. Level 3 now ready and now gonna back away. The Lich and the Death Knight both saw the Archmage get to level 3 and now know that there was some away from hero creeping action. It looks as though that is some sort of, I can't tell if that is agility, ogre, could be gauntlets of ogre strength, mantle of intelligence, or slippers of agility. One of those three seem to be the perfect item there, as the water elemental now looking to, well, not get taken out. Peasants getting absolutely destroyed right now, but the Lich does not have that orb of corruption, so we are not going to get more skeletal minions, at least not per kill. As we see now the Arcane Tower starting to slowly melt away at that Lich. Lich now out of mana and with no other units nearby. We'll see what's going to be happening here as the Obsidian Statue going to be doing an extra overtime trying to clear that back up. Meanwhile, back off to the north, Footman looking to finish off a couple of ghouls. And there you have it, a very, very counter push by Tho. Tho opting to instead run inside the Undead base when it was split, knowing that Defend would reflect back most of the damage. There were a lot of Crypt Fiends, but perhaps an overinvestment into Crypt Fiends, and now those ghouls are slowly taking a lot of damage as well. Alright, let's take a look at this. More Acolytes need to be trained. Acolytes trying to run around. Obsidian Statues taking a lot of damage. Are they trying to run and hide? Yes, they are. Death Coil saving an Acolyte right there. Acolytes extremely important right now, as the Archmage could be dropping another Water Elemental here in just a moment. Beautiful boxing out to try and continue to deal more damage. Another Obsidian Statue will get taken out. It looks like it's turning into a base trade, and well, base trading when you are currently up on base is a very, very strong play, as a Footman gets taken down here. All right, that early Footman now taking far too much damage, trying to reflect back some of that damage again. Acolytes, are they getting retrained? Yes, all 5 are back on that gold mine, but it is a delay to a tech to tier 3. Death Knight now joins in on the fight as well, as the Death Knight is at 3, and more importantly, the Lich is at 2. Archmage still uncomfortably sitting at level 3 by his lonesome self right now. That Archmage is in trouble. Militia now being called over, as skeletal minions also being called in as well. This could potentially be a problem. Tho does not have that much of an army, and the Crypt Fiends, well, the Crypt Fiends are doing far more damage than expected with these defended Footmen. Alright, skeletal minions continuing to fall. Death Knight in that front line. Footmen now coming back across over here. Arcane Vault being constructed. More guard towers need to be added, and in a hurry, as you see the Archmage looking to pull back here. Is he going to be able to get some mana or do something else? Clarity Potion would be helpful. Arcane Tower, we need to see some repairs on that guard tower. Guard tower, no. Taking far too much damage once more. Ivory Tower is now being thrown down, and this is Tho's last-ditch effort to try and save this expansion. Alright, Water Elementals continuing the fight here. Footman now going to get taken out. There are 2 Water Elementals only, and the Archmage has used his potion of greater mana. That is important. Death Coil now onto the Archmage. Arcane Tower should be going after the Death Knight. Death Knight now low on mana, as we see a whole bunch of units just pushing that Archmage into a corner. Nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Level 4, but a day late and $1 short, as the Zeppelin picks him up. Wow. Alright, Zeppelin picks him up. Very, very good micro there. Water Elementals should be engaging. Not quite sure why they aren't engaging. Why are they walking back off to the north? There is a prime real estate as the Mountain King now shows up to the fight. Mountain King, Stormbolt onto anything pretty much would be very, very useful right now as we see the fight continuing, and there is the GG. All right, Mountain King doesn't get a Stormbolt off, and WFZ takes game number 1. That GG looked a little bit premature, but anytime the Undead player has that hero advantage on you, we also saw the tech to tier 3 underway, and that expansion was going to be lost, most likely giving the additional the Undead heroes higher levels once more. Let's see what would the heroes levels have been. Maybe a 4 and a 3. Unholy Aura level 2. Mountain King on the field, but I don't know. It looked a little bit premature, but Archmage was in trouble. Those 2 water elementals backing off for no other reason other than to take a siesta was questionable as well. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game number 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.